This week in baseball, we got 3 huge trades, and in today's video, I will be ranking those 6 teams on who I think got the best return to who I think got the worst returns. I'm obviously speaking about the Devin Williams trade, the Kyle Tucker trade, and the Garrett Crochet trade. This is all my opinions. Don't be shy to leave your opinions in the comments below. Leave a like and subscribe, and let's get into it. So the team that I think got the worst return, and at number 6, I got the Brewers. Starting off, we got Nestor Cortes. Nestor Cortes is a very reliable pitcher, has been a starter in the league since 2021 with the Yankees, where in 2022 he was an all-star pitcher, pitching to a 2.44 ERA in 28 starts and 158 innings, but since that, he's not been at the same level of a competitor. In 2023, 4.97 ERA, and in 2024, even though he was better with a 3.77 ERA, he still wasn't the same level. The reason I'm saying that they are in last place is because Nestor Cortes, although is a good, and I think at the best 3 starter, more like a 4 starter, he does not come to have the same value for 1 year as a Devin Williams, who is arguably a top 5 reliever in baseball. But as I'm saying this, I would not be surprised if the Brewers, with their factory lab, would be able to make Nestor Cortes go back into his all-star level shape. Now moving on to the second player they got in the trade, we got Caleb Durbin, who is a small statured player at 5'6", still weighing 185 pounds. He's going to be 25 into the next season. I wouldn't be surprised if he does start the year in the major leagues. Throughout his minor league career, he has 22 home runs in 281 games with 110 stolen bases, 134 walks to 111 strikeouts, a batting average of 269, 374 on base, and a 407 slugging for 781 OPS. He did end up winning the Arizona Fall League MVP, and he does show a lot of promise, but compared to what you gave up in a Devin Williams, even though he had 1 more year, I think they could have got way more in return. Still, I think Caleb Durbin will be an impact player at the major leagues, but I think it's going to be a small impact, and losing Devin Williams is a big loss for that bullpen. Now moving on to number 5, I have the Astros. The reason I have the Astros at 5th is they did get a great package, getting Isaac Paredes, Kem Smith, and Hayden Winiski from the Cubs, but the problem is that you did get rid of Kyle Tucker. Even though Kyle Tucker only had 1 year left compared to these 3 guys you do have for a long time, Kyle Tucker is such an impact player that these 3 guys together, I don't think will be able to give the value they're going to have from Kyle Tucker this year. I do still think this is a fantastic trade for the Astros. They got one fantastic prospect, which I think is a big piece, and Kem Smith, who had a fantastic minor league season after getting drafted. In 32 games from A ball to double A ball, he hit for 313, 396, 609 slugging for a 1.004 OPS. That is fantastic. Then you have Hayden Winiski. This year was the best year of his big league career so far, to a 3.86 ERA in 67 innings. He still gives up a lot of long balls, which is his problem. Strikes out about a batter an inning. Pitches to a whip at 1.1, but his FIP was a 4.5, which is a big difference from his FIP to 4.5 to his ERA, which was 3.86. He does have good stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if the Astros could do something with him, but still, it's a good complementary piece to have. Now moving on to probably the player I'm the most excited for in this trade, which is Isaac Paredes. As soon as he went to Chicago, which was not a friendly ballpark for his style, he declined quickly. But I think you put Isaac Paredes in Houston in Minute Maid, or I think they changed their name, but I'll still call it Minute Maid. It is a perfect fit with the Crawford boxes. I will not be surprised if he ends the year with 30 plus home runs, 100 plus RBIs. You know, with the team they have, I think he can really be a great complementary piece to this lineup. At number 4, I got the Yankees. The reason I have the Yankees at number 4 is because they got a fantastic reliever, arguably a top 5 reliever in all of baseball. He's such a good upgrade compared to what you had last year in Clay Holmes and Luke Weavers. You know what you're going to get. He's fantastic. He has some off-the-field problems, but when you have him on the field, when he's locked in, you know what you're going to get. You're going to get a sub-2 ERA, even lower than that, but at worst, a sub-2 ERA in his career. He is a 1-year rental, but for the fact that you didn't have to give up pretty much anything that you really needed. They don't need Nestor Cortes on that team, and they don't need Caleb Durbin, so I think it's a fantastic pickup. The only reason that I have them under the other people is, for me, if it's both rental players, I will value more a position player over a reliever. But still, Devin Williams, fantastic player, pitched to a 1.25 ERA last year, a career ERA of 1.83 in 251 games, 235 innings. That is fantastic. Now moving on to who I have at number 3, I have the Chicago Cubs, who got Kyle Tucker. He had a fantastic year. In 78 games, because of an injury, he slashed 289, 408, 585 for 993 OPS. Fantastic. 23 home runs, 49 RBIs, 56 walks to 54 strikeouts. My goodness, had 13 doubles. Like, he was on fire. I think it's a fantastic fit for this team. Put him in this lineup with Dansby, with Seiya, that I still think is going to be in the lineup, and Ian Happ. You know, this team is really good, and I think into a division like the NL Central that I think is still open for a team to take, I think the Cubs are making fantastic moves to push for a deep run. Now we're in the top 2, and this one might be the top 2 is probably going to be surprising to a lot of people, but at number 2, I have the Red Sox getting Garrett Crochet. Garrett Crochet coming off a fantastic year. When he moved, I think when the White Sox decided to move him as starter, I don't think anybody expected him to be this good. He only threw 146 innings because he was coming off an injury and it was first year starting, but still, 32 starts, didn't get injured all year. 3.58 ERA, fantastic. And in 146 innings, he struck out 209 batters. That is a strikeout rate of 12.9. We can just put that at 13. Does not walk anybody. In Boston, it's going to be a perfect fit for him. Only reason that I have Garrett Crochet is because it's only 2 years. Still, 2 years is very good. But what they had to give up was so huge that for me, team that is number 1, which I do have the White Sox, I just had to put them number 1. I know prospects are hard to rank because they don't have any major league success compared to somebody like Garrett Crochet who does. It's just that when you go get Kyle Teal, when you go get Brandon Montgomery, plus 2 other good options, and you can arguably say that they're 2 of the best prospects in baseball, to add to an already stacked farm system, and then you add 2 top 50 prospects, that is a fantastic pickup for me. That's why I have the White Sox at number 1. I think Kyle Teal is going to be an impact bat as of next year. I think Brandon Montgomery is max 2 years away from being in the big leagues if he develops well. You got Chase Maedroth. I'm sorry if I screwed that name. 23-year-old prospect. Last year in AAA, he hit 293, 437, 400 for an 837 OPS, 7 home runs in 122 games. Also, they got Wickelman Gonzalez, pitching to a 4.73 ERA in AA, 83 innings. He gave up 59 hits, 48 runs, 6 home runs. You know, not a fantastic year. The 2 main pieces in this trade, I'm going to start with Kyle Teal. Kyle Teal, who was drafted 2 years ago, and let's just say he's been really good. You know, in his first year in 2023, just after being traded, he hit to a 977 OPS in 26 games. But last year, in a full stint in the minors, going all the way to AAA, he hit for a 819 OPS. In AAA, he struggled a bit, but that is expected. AAA is a weird league, but I do think he'll be an opening day player on the White Sox roster. He'll be a big impact player, and I really, 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 really like this prospect. He can catch, he can play in the outfield. To add to this stacked farm system that has Edward Cuero, that has Colson Montgomery, that has 2 fantastic pitching prospects from the left side. Fantastic. Now moving on to probably the most exciting prospect in this trade. Did not play any professional baseball last year, and is still a top 50 prospect in baseball. Okay, just what the hell. At 54, his hit grades are 50 for hit, 60 for power, 50 for run, 70 for arm, 50 for fielding. Wow, he's 21. I think he's going to be in the big league maybe next year if everything goes well, or in 2 years. The White Sox don't have to rush anything. This team can be very dangerous in a few years. And when these players develop, if they add other pieces, they're probably still going to be bad for the next few years. But still, when these guys make it to the major league, if they're the impact that I think they will have, it is a fantastic deal. That's why I'm saying that the White Sox are at number 1. That's my opinion. You know, I wouldn't be mad with anybody putting Boston or anything. I just think that what they got for what they gave up and for what they need, White Sox needed this, and I think it's a great move. So that's it. That's all for this video. I really hope you liked it. If there's any big news that break this week, I will try to post a video for you guys. Thank you so much for your support, and I'm super excited for the 2025 season. The offseason has been fantastic. I'll catch you guys all in the next time. Peace.